Just to put it in perspective, the energy that we've created using waste over the last 30 years has saved 150 million barrels of oil. That's what it's all about. It's about looking at a business model that is good for the environment, but still makes us more money.
One of the biggest money makers in the waste game is recycling, an opportunity to recover, then resell items from the trash that might otherwise go to a landfill.
About 80% of what we throw away as a nation is recyclable: cardboard, paper, glass, and plastic. But only 28% actually gets recycled. And that's a growing problem for landfills and for companies that rely on those materials to make money.
It's hard to believe that a plastic bottle that we could be possibly drinking water out of is the same raw material source that goes into making a T-shirt, but it is.
Dave Rowell is the Executive Vice President of Sales for Foss Manufacturing, a New Hampshire company that turns plastic bottles into everything from carpets to clothing. By the time those bottles make their way to Foss, they've been chopped into pieces smaller than a dime.
This is polyester flake. Comes from water bottles.
10 bottles equals 1 pound of flake. 1 pound of flake costs 50 cents.
And this container of flake holds 2,000 pounds or 20,000 bottles.
20,000 bottles of water
Right.
are in here.
That's
chopped
right.
up.
And if all this flake was spun into polyester fiber and made into, let's say, a T-shirt, it would make up approximately 500 T-shirts.
And then it reconstitutes as a fiber.
Yeah, we pump that melted plastic through what's called a spinneret, which is a block plate that has very minute holes drilled in it. And we then pump the molten plastic through those holes, and it comes out as individual filaments that are the size of my hair.
How many bottles do we go through every year?
51 billion bottles a year are consumed in the United States alone. Only 22% of those are recycled.
1 out of 5.
1 out of 5 are recycled. And it pains me to tell you that about 70% of all the raw materials we use for our Eco-5 polyester, 70% of those recycled bottles are coming from countries like Canada, Argentina, Chile, Mexico, and other places not in the United States.
Visit a recycling center and you'd think there's plenty of plastic available. This waste management run facility in Newark, New Jersey takes in 15,000 tons of recyclables a month, making money by taking them in and making money again selling them across the world. The majority of the paper and cardboard is shipped off to China and India to be turned into product packaging. Aluminum cans head to beer giant Anheuser-Busch to be made into new containers. And plastic bottles are sold to companies like Foss.
So this is the carpet that goes into some of the big box stores, and they're used for seasonal rugs.
That's mind-boggling. I mean, you look at the size of this thing, and you say to yourself, how many bottles that would have been in a landfill somewhere?
I would estimate that this roll right now probably weighs 450 to 500 pounds, so there's 5,000 individual drinking bottles right there just in this one roll.
How far along are we, do you think, in thinking of ideas that these bottles can be turned into? Have we thought of most of it, or is there a lot still to go?
I would say that probably only 5% of all fabrics are made out of post-consumer recycled resins. And there's no reason it can't be 100%. What we really need